What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a monthly manifestation for the sign of Cancer. Okay, Cancer, you guys are third during the zodiac lineup for Group 1. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So, take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so basically, Cancer, we're back in swing of things, where this will just be for the month of July. Yay! Okay, I have been trying my best to get back to getting everybody on 1 month. If you've noticed, if you take a peek into someone else's sign, okay, they got June and July, Leo, and Libra, okay? But everyone else is back on to 1 month. Y'all already got 2 months, I think, back to back. So if you haven't seen your energy for that, you may want to check that, okay, before you get into July, all right? Only because of, what's going on with the collective, what's going on with your sign, okay? So this reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, okay? For the month of July, the new moon falls on the 5th, which has already passed. New moon energy means new ideas. And then first quarter moon on the 13th, which was this past Saturday, as you're seeing this potentially on July 14th or whenever you do catch it, okay? Um, and then we have the full moon, which is on the 21st, okay? This is the 7th month of the year, so that means having some inner strength, okay? The strength to finally change, quit a bad habit or mindset, taking accountability for it, okay? Um, the moon day is on the 20th, all right? I want you to kind of take that time to think about what it is that you want moving forward in your life, okay? Not what you don't want. It is time for detoxing and cleansing the body. Increase your water intake. I don't know where everyone may be, but I know here in Richmond we've had a lot of like heat advisories and warnings. Even though it is like hurricane season, it's still hot, okay? And so please take the time to just really hydrate more than what you normally would, okay? Be mindful when you're out here barbecuing and stuff. I don't know why this is like coming up, but a lot of y'all may be getting a little bit nauseous. Don't know why you are. High sugars mixed with heat don't they don't go well. Okay, so kind of be mindful as you're drinking that soda, drinking that cocktail, enjoying the sun and everything. Make sure you got some water on deck. Okay, if you're not a fan of water, you're at a barbecue. If there's some ice cubes or something around, chew on those. That's the biggest trick for heat exhaustion. Okay, um, if you're finding yourself with a little bit of headache, salivating a bit to the point of nausea, get you a cup of ice and just kind of chew on that. It's the easiest way to implement water into your body. Okay, I've done it plenty of times, and it works for me. Just slowly kind of chew and suck on the ice until your body feels slowly hydrated, and then you should be able to intake a little bit of water. Okay, eat foods associated with the chakras. For those of you that are spiritualists, I like eating. Sometimes I'll get this craving for like collard greens for my heart space, um, watermelon, maybe for your root chakra or for your third eye. It just all depends, okay? Paying attention to what we're ingesting, okay? Eat better, not worse, especially during the summer, okay? Then also spiritual baths or showers, whatever works for you as far as when you're cleansing or detoxing. This is a continuation from June's message of cleansing and charging crystals for my metaphysicalists, okay? Um, taking the time to really, from the weekend coming up, the 20th to the 21st, really taking that time to center yourselves, okay? In the sense of having that willpower and inner strength to make some changes, okay? The reason why change is so important in July, Cancer, for you guys, and for, any of the collective, really, for all of us, is that new moon on the fifth day, and then right after that first quarter moon, the 14th, meaning today, equaling out to 5. Okay. If you've heard me say it before, that creating a new habit can take 21 days, breaking a habit can take 21 days too. Okay. And so, really taking that time to hone in on it, making yourself have an awakening on why it's necessary for you to do it, okay? Because it's for your better benefit, okay? So, with that being said, we're going to get into the month, all right? Only pulling 3 cards for once for the month of July for Cancer, okay? Let's see the energy for July as it pertains to Cancer. Okay, 3 shuffles here. The tabletop has gotten full with these spreads for sure. Okay, because I definitely was pushing it to the limit with the cards and the spread, period. So I'm really happy to finally kind of minimize down a little bit. Okay. So, 1 from the top, which is new moon energy on the 5th. 1 from the bottom, which is first quarter moon energy on the 13th. And then 1 energetically from the middle, okay, for full moon energy on the 21st. Okay, so just those 3. All right, so let's see where your mindset was towards the intention or goal that you set for yourself on July 5th. Or this could be carryover from, I'm going to say, maybe March, potentially, for you guys. Okay, Cancer, we have, don't let your pride get in the way. Don't let pride get in your way. Okay, full moon in Leo. So you can look up what the full moon in Leo energy is when it happens, and see how that relates to you in your own spare time. I'm primarily focusing on the fact that Leo is in your sign. Okay, so you could either have a birth chart placement in Leo, or it could be a particular person. Okay, now you follow right after Leo in the group readings. Okay, so whatever it is that you're going through, Cancer, some of you may be kind of hiding some things from someone, as far as maybe needing help or guidance with something. You don't want to seem to come off as weak, and I'm not saying that you would, just saying that is innately what you may be feeling. Okay, it's okay, whatever it is that you are feeling very prideful about. I don't know about most people, but sometimes showing a little bit of vulnerability and opening up can assist someone in getting to know you better. Okay, so don't be too prideful. Okay, especially if you've already attempted to handle things on your own. That in itself, enlist the pride for yourself that you have, but being able to open up and say, you need a helping hand. Okay, because what's the worst that can happen? Somebody could say no. Okay, and that's not the end of the world. That no could just be facilitated by they just don't have the time. Okay, but at least try. Okay, now let's get into the first quarter moon energy for you guys of if there's any progress happening with your goal, okay, by the 13th, okay. That 13th energy of that first quarter moon is falling into and rolling over into this week, okay, before that full moon energy. Because I will say that noticing new moon, first quarter moon, and the full moon are all within almost like a week, like almost every week behind each other. The new moon and the first quarter moon definitely are 1 week between the both of them, okay, at least a week and a day. Then between the first quarter moon and the full moon, you have a full week, okay, a full week and a day before the full moon, okay. And so that gives a lot of time to think, to ponder, and to really make progress. So let's see what the energy is. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Okay, this card has popped up a few times in the readings. Okay, Pisces energy here, another full moon. Okay, so again, the universe, it feels like it's pressing you to complete something. Okay, it could be in the sense of spirituality. Okay, in the sense of maybe you've been putting something off. Maybe you want more or need assistance with something in a spiritual sense. And so maybe it's time to actually start making progress towards it. Okay. Mind, body, and spirit are very important because it does tie to our physical. Okay. And so if you are drained, mind, body, and spirit, there's no way that you can really progress as effectively as you're used to. Okay. And so, being openly honest and saying you need that assistance is the first step of anything. Okay. So, get back on track with your spirituality as much as you possibly can, in baby steps, especially depending on how long you've been kind of, free of it. Okay. Now, let's get into this full moon energy again on the 21st, the 20th through the 21st. I really would encourage you guys to get into that cleansing and detox. Let's say you've been eating terrible, okay? You've been eating really terrible based off of, what we talked about just at the beginning of the reading. Then it's time for you to clean out your system, okay? It's time to flush, all right? I've done a detox water on the channel. If you go to the community page, I talk about what I put in mine for that particular day, but I'm always drinking water every day. I'm trying to get better at drinking about maybe 128 as far as ounces of water, at least. That's how much I need to drink. And I found myself, being more thirsty again as of lately, and drinking a little bit more water. But sometimes I can drink something sweet that promotes me to drink water, because anything sweet is not really satisfying your thirst. It's satisfying that sweet tooth, it's satisfying a craving, but it's not really replenishing your energy levels. Okay, so water, water, water. Let's see if you have completed or close to completion of your goal by the 21st. And nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, nothing is yet set in stone. All right, so that means there is no completion. You're close. I like that it still says something, nothing is yet set in stone, because of the fact that you still are allowing some room for flexibility. Okay, and that's okay, depending upon what your goal is. Okay, if you want to share, feel free to drop it in the comments, and I'll definitely give it a peek and respond as needed, if you'd like. Okay, but nonetheless, nothing is yet set in stone. There's a lot of flexibility here. before you actually say yay or nay, okay? And it could be attached to spirituality, or it could be in regards to someone asking you for something, okay? And so you have not said yes and you have not said no. But if you're thinking about, how involved you have to be, then it may be leading to no because you have other things to deal with, okay? So let's get into the clarifying for this energy, okay? We have the Eight of Cups walking away and the Two of Swords, okay? I literally just split the deck, and this is what came up, all right? I shuffled the deck before I got started on your reading, okay? Indecisiveness and then walking away, okay? Again, you have other things to deal with. Whatever it is, it, again, kind of with this Two of Swords, as you can see, the woman is blindfolded and her arms crossed, okay? No real sense of urgency with this particular matter. It may be something very petty or minuscule that person can probably handle on their own, okay? Again, a situation of maybe what you have going on is a little bit more important than what they have going on, okay? Let's split again. And it's the Two of Swords again with the Four of Pentacles, okay? Again, if it's tied to money, you are definitely not here to give out any change, okay? In the sense of, again, you don't know everything that's going on with this situation, but it may not, you're using your other senses, maybe context clues, to figure out that you need to hold out, okay? In the sense of the number 4 coming up, protect your finances, okay? I do have, shameless plug, in my Etsy shop, the Get to the Money spray, which is a motivational spray as far as not only helping you go after what it is that you want, but also protecting your assets, okay? As it is pertaining to financial. You can check that out in my Etsy shop. The link is down below. Last split here before we do the last shuffle. And Two of Swords yet again. People must be bugging you about a lot of stuff. And then the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, Cancer? So Queen of Pentacles being here, holding that one pentacle, really like coddling it, cradling it in a way. Queen of Pentacles showing up, meaning that you are pretty good with your finances right now. People see that or know of it. Maybe stop talking about it with people, okay? Because that's what's getting people to come your way, okay? And so again, if it's something, I get this energy of maybe a family member, maybe your mom or something. If it's your mom, do for your mom as you see fit, okay? Maybe it's a one-time thing. She's usually good with her money. And so, your pockets may still be a little bit funny, okay, in this situation. Again, I don't want to get too deep into it. If you care to want to, share what your situation is, you put it in the comments. I will definitely, reach out to you, okay, because I would love to help you. But it's something that, again, a lot of twos here, okay? This Two of Swords has literally been continuously popping up as we split. So you have a lot of indecision going on, and don't make promises that you can't keep, Cancer. I'm just saying, you can't keep it, don't do it, okay? That's the best the best advice that I can possibly give you at this point, okay? Especially if it's a situation, I will say, if it's a situation where if you do for that person, it's going to put you in a bind, then don't do it, okay? Give them something else that is of value, such as advice, okay? If you cannot give to them monetarily, give them advice on how they can get their own money, okay? Now, hopefully that might help. One from the top, new moon energy. One from the bottom, first quarter moon energy. And then one energetically from the middle. And my eyes went directly here. Not that one. I'm trying not to look at it. We're going to go with that one there, okay? And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck momentarily to see what the overall outcome is of this energy, okay? So, new moon energy. Don't let pride get in your way. Four of Wands, okay? So, do you have to go back home, Cancer? Or have to share a space with someone because something has transpired? You're going to have to muster up the strength to ask to go back home, okay? Or stay with someone, all right? I've been there. I'm very prideful, okay? Especially back when I was 22. I had the most unopportune thing happen to me in the sense of I lost my job just out of nowhere. I was working in a temp agency, and the assignment that I had ended just out of nowhere. Okay. On top of that, I had lost my dad, and I could have went home. I could have went to my mom, but I was very prideful. And I know you're like, well, how can you tell me not to be prideful? And you were prideful. I can tell you because I learned from it now at 41 years old. Okay. I didn't want to go back home. One, because I took the time to think about where my mom was. She only had one bedroom. Okay. I knew I would not have had anywhere to really sleep except for either on the floor or on the couch. And I didn't want to inconvenience her. And I wanted to prove that I could take care of myself. And so I did stay with family. I did stay with friends. I jumped from pillar to post until I even stayed in a hotel. And that was like my lowest of low moment in my life because I never thought I would be there, and nobody really prepared me for what to do in a situation like that. So at that age, I was just, wandering at that point until eventually I ended up staying with my mom, and I had no choice. And so, eventually you end up where you need to be, okay? So if you are finding yourself in that situation, just know that it's temporary based off of your willingness to get back on your feet, okay? You want to have your own place, and you will have your own place. You will have that stability, okay? If you need assistance in getting your own place, you'll have to start, pulling at resources to figure out what it is that you need to do, okay? If it's about, trying to get a house, let's say you don't really want everybody to know, you just want one person to know, then you only share with that one person. Maybe they know of someone that could possibly help you find that new home, okay? But whatever the case may be, don't be too prideful or ashamed to ask for help, okay? Because the universe will make you do it, okay, if you don't do it yourself, okay? Now, let's get into the first quarter moon energy of that balance, spirituality, and practicality, okay? Pisces energy here. You could have Pisces in your chart or dealing with a Pisces that could be around you, okay? Pisces are usually very helpful people. Again, as I always say, they have the gift of gab. I have Pisces in my 11th house, So I vibe with them a bit whenever we're doing readings, okay? The energy there is the Tower, okay? The Tower came out during the Leo reading, but it came out in the new moon energy, okay? So you could either have Leo in your chart or dealing with a Leo, okay? Where some kind of epiphany happens, okay? In the sense of maybe a connection, again, dealing with balance of spirituality and practicality. It's more so practical than spiritual. But if you are a spiritualist and your energy is just not vibing well with that person, then a major tower is going to happen, in the sense of maybe you realizing that. And the only way for you to get balance in your life, which is coming up in August, is to, do what's necessary, okay? Or speak your mind on something, as that was kind of touched on in the Leo reading, okay? Let's get into the full moon energy here of nothing is yet set in stone, okay? Nothing is yet set in stone, but there is victory, okay? What did I tell you? Temporary, okay? It is all temporary. You want a victory. The Six of Wands. You started with 4 and now you're at 6, okay? Reevaluating how you can get that victory, okay? Now, let's just say, for instance, if your situation is needing somewhere to stay, and let's say you had the same kind of situation as me, or, close to, as far as, trying to find another job so that way you can be able to get that place for you, okay? Taking the time, I literally had I at first had 2 jobs, and then 2 jobs turned into 1 job, and then I had no jobs. Okay, it was really a shock to the system, and the quickest thing I could do was get something that I didn't really want to have to do. I had to refer back to retail, which I had a little bit of a mix of that in my roots, but I'm more so an office administrative specialist. So I had to take a RESPA from that just to get something, okay? Now, if you got it in you, after I've done it for a few years, I said I would never do it again. I went and got a job that more so helps me stay with just one income and just ride it out, in the sense of just, trying to work my way up through the ranks. Thankfully getting raises and things like that, okay? So you have to understand what it is that you have to do in order to get to this victory, okay? Being without is not set in stone. You could have something come in right on time, okay, based off of what you do, okay, on your own, okay? So if you want to do it on your own, you're going to have to make a sacrifice, and that sacrifice is potentially working 2 jobs, so that way you have multiple income coming in, so that way you can have something for yourself, okay? Little things like that, all right? Sometimes to get to victory, we have to sacrifice. Now, let's see what the overall outcome is for you, Cancer. It's a 9 of Wands. So look how we increase over the course of your reading. 4 of Wands turns into 6 of Wands, turns into 9, okay? Sacrifice. Wounded warrior here, okay? In the sense of, yes, having 2 jobs will tire you out if that is your outcome for you, okay? But potentially for more so my spiritual people, this 9 of Wands is kind of looking over this spread a little bit, okay? There's some blockage, all right? Normally with the 9 of Wands when that comes out. And so I don't know if it's a small situation of, for now, kind of blocking yourself from seeing what you could have based off of something that happened, okay? With this Tower being here, okay? Otherwise, for some of you, you realize that you need to get back to basics with yourself and center yourself, because maybe you've been on the go a lot. And so thankfully it's not a 10 of wands with, burdens, but I feel like with that 2 being there, you have been bombarded a little bit. And so now you're in isolation, okay? In the sense of, again, trying to get your strength back up. Again, when it comes to energy, you need to fill up your cup, okay? And so maybe you've had all those things that we talked about at the beginning of your reading happening, and you need everybody to kind of back off for a minute so that way you can recenter yourself a bit, okay? Because you can't be of any use to anyone else if you're not, taking care of yourself, okay? So I feel like that is the situation there for some of you. Again, take what resonates and pass the rest. So let's get into what is the message of support for Cancer to achieve or manifest their goal. What is the message of support for Cancer to achieve or manifest their goal? If something jumps out, I'll take it. Otherwise, we'll cut the deck and go from the bottom to get your messages. Okay, I'm going to stop there. And I'm hearing only one message needed because I'm assuming the rest is coming from the next 2 decks. And we've probably tapped on what you needed already, okay? What we have here, and I had to flip it, okay? I don't do reversals. I try to stay away from reversals because I feel like the energy is strong enough to pick up if there's any negative energy. This was upside down. I turned it back up. Successful career. A happy working environment, pay raises, and promotions. What did I just say at the end? Okay, Cancer? What did I just say about that? All right, in itself. I feel like in, having to turn this around for you guys when it was kind of upside down, you probably have been feeling like that. I don't know why that song, Upside Down, Boy, You Turn Me Inside Out, Round and Round. I can't think of the artist right now who sings it, but if you know it, you can put it in the comments, okay? But I feel like that's what you've been feeling like, not about a person, but the world in your environment right now, okay? And so you need time to focus back on work. Maybe something interrupted that for you. And so it's now time for you to kind of get back to normal, okay? That is a tough thing when, you're trying to work, you have your own life, and then you may have had some family things go on, friends, and you try to be there for them as much as possible. But when it starts interjecting into your professional life, you've got to put up some boundaries, all right? So with that being said, let's get into what is the energy of the present self of Cancer. What is the energy of the present self of Cancer? 3 shuffles here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe so that way you can be notified the next time I do a reading for your sign, okay? I only say that because if you want to get recommendations on current readings, then it would probably do you good to subscribe, okay? Otherwise, you're going to get notified based off of, without subscribing, you will get recommendations, but it will be for older energy. Now, if that's your vibe, that's your vibe. But, just throwing that suggestion out there if you're looking for new readings that come out, okay? You may still get notified about it as far as something new. But, it all depends on you. Just, you can help your girl out. At the bottom of the deck, Depth Lake, okay? Depth Lake 31, all right? centering ourselves, following the intuition, and protecting our energy. Okay. Lake doesn't come out very often. This is, of course, water here. But this person is sitting up underneath a lake. There's a castle at the top, but it's actually, submerged within this water. Okay. So you're only really seeing the top of it, where it almost, to me, kind of replicates like an island. There's a valley, if you will, behind in mountains. But it's time to get really deep within yourself. Really submerge yourself, maybe in your emotions and which you have been feeling. Okay, that's this 9 of Wands that's came out. Okay. Let's get into the book so we can get you some more messages, Cancer Collective. Okay. Like I said, water energy. Do not take the shallow alternative. Deep dive. Do the research. Do not cut corners. You may not be seeing the whole picture. So take your time with a decision, okay? Take your time with a decision, okay? Some of you, it could be a decision on that next job, or maybe task within a job, possibly, which could bode well for you, but there's something you're worried about with it, okay? Take the time. That indecision, didn't come up for any reason, okay? For no reason. That 2 of Swords is just really sticking out. It's not a 2 of Pentacles. If it was a 2 of Pentacles, you would be down to your last 2 choices and making a decision, okay? If it was a 2 of Wands, you would still be in a better position than what you are right now, okay? So really look at all sides of things, okay? Even if it is a responsibility or something that's being appointed to you, really think it over of how you would do it before you actually apply yourself to it, okay? There's more to something than you know, okay? More information needs to come, okay, in order for things to grow, all right? Now, that's all I can say. That's very cryptic, and I know it's a rhyme, okay? If you've been watching me long enough, you know that means it's from Divine, okay? So, let's get into the last part, wrapping up your reading. What is the potential energy for the higher self of Cancer? What is the potential energy for the higher self of Cancer? 3 shuffles here. What is the potential energy of the higher self of Cancer? Okay. I'm going to cut the deck. And let's see what's on the bottom for you guys. For your higher self, the law of compensation. Okay? The law of compensation. Now, you done had successful career come out. Okay? You've got victory. You've got 4 of Wands. Okay? And now the law of compensation. Give that in which you seek. Give that which you seek. Okay? So there are these tigers here. There's a lotus in the middle. There's this kind of orb, like behind this man here, okay? More so giving me kind of like water vibes. And then this city, okay? He's got this, I think more so looks like tribal tattoos on his body. Um, I'm thinking, I don't know why, of like gold chains for some reason. Um, it's something that you want, Cancers. Something of abundance, okay? Um, as they say, it takes money to make money, okay? Um, compensation can mean more than just money. It could mean, as far as, I'm not, the best thing I can say is reciprocity, which was in Leo's reading, okay? So I don't know if you have Leo in your chart. That might be what it is, and you might want to go and check out Leo's a little bit longer. You can fast forward and get to this part of the reading for them, their higher self, and current energy, and you may vibe with that, okay? Or sit and watch the whole thing. All right. We're headed to page 43, equaling out to 7. Okay, here we are in the 7th month. Willpower. Okay. I feel like I have to say, don't, again, what was said in your present energy, don't try to cut corners or do something that really is not a lucrative choice for you, okay? Because that's not the way to go, okay? And that may be something that is what you need to create a boundary from, as far as reverting to maybe your past, in general, okay? That's for a particular set of Cancers, all right? It could be someone with another sign with Cancer in their chart. It's tempting, but you need to say no, okay? That's as far as I'm going to go, all right? Let's get into this universal law of compensation. Give that which you seek. Money is first created within your mind. You are shifting from seeking to get things from the world to being of service to the world. Your higher self wants you to know that you are valuable beyond measure. This card is saying you are ready to claim your worth now. To do this, you must let go of any scarcity mentality. No longer allow doubts to dominate your thoughts. The first step is to live in such faith and conviction that all fear becomes annihilated. Next, you must know your value and be valuable to others. Wealth is coming to you now. Give away whatever you seek without needing it to come back directly from the same source you gave it to. If you seek love, then give love. If you seek money, give money or value. If you seek energy, give energy via the body, okay? And that doesn't mean sex, okay, Cancer? It means give a hug, okay? Actually provide some service with your body, okay? In the sense of maybe helping someone move, okay? Maybe somebody asked you if you could do that. If you physically have the time and can be of service in that sense, then do so without looking for a return for it, okay? And I don't know why, but I feel like I need to read something else to you within this message. Life is an energy exchange. Each person is compensated in a like manner to how they contribute. There is an identical correlation in the amount of value you give. to the value you receive. There is also an equal atonement to the expense of your action. This natural amending mechanism is the process of redemption, bringing balance and order. For example, you reap what you sow, you get back what you give. Okay? It doesn't have to be immediate, it could be later, at a later time, at a moment when you really need it. Okay? But it is about time, and this has been going across the signs as of lately since last month. And I think since May. Okay? It's time for the collectives to give back. Okay? Whatever you have been doing, if you have been so much bestowed upon in receiving, you need to start giving. Okay? That opens the gate of the universe telling you or saying or noticing that you are learning and you are willing to give. Okay? Where you have come from, other people are there now. Okay? Give back to those people. Give them motivation. Give them something of value. If you don't want to monetarily give them advice. Give them something that is of value. You teach a man to fish, he will eat the rest of his days. If you feed a man a fish, he only eats for one day. Okay? You have to understand that. If you don't, then, I don't know what else to tell you in that sense. Okay? One of the reasons why I started doing tarot, okay, is to give what I've went through to other people who may be going through it now, some form of release, some form of lessons, and some of the stuff I have not even went through. But I have emotional intelligence, I'm empathic, these are intuitive readings, and I really do want to help the collective because the energy is there for those who really need it. Okay? So with that being said, Cancers, that is all that I have for you today. There are still preliminary readings that I do here and there, but these monthlies, they're here for a reason. So I hope you tap into the energy, okay? So with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.